Good morning, children. Till now, we read that with efforts of Mr. Gandhi, indigo sharecropping disappeared. Gandhi accepted 25% refund from the British landlords as he said that with money, the British planters were losing their prestige, their honor as well. Today, we would study what else Gandhi do for the poor peasants of Champaran. We read this also that Gandhi had already proven his position there, and the British planters had to leave their property within the next few years. So, what happened later? Why did Gandhi stay at Champaran? Today we are going to find out. We are on page number 53, children. Gandhi never contented himself with large political or economic solutions. He saw the cultural and social backwardness in the Champaran villages and wanted to do something about it immediately. He appealed for teachers, Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parekh, two young men who had just joined Gandhi as disciples, and their wives volunteered for work. Several more came from Bombay, Pune, and other distant parts of the land. Devdas Gandhi's youngest son arrived from the ashram, and so did Mrs. Gandhi. Primary schools were opened in 6 villages. Kasturbai taught the ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. So, children, Gandhi never contented, was never satisfied with the large political or economic solutions that he gave. Now, what was the political solution? That the Britishers had returned back the land to the peasants. And what was the economic solution? The people had become independent. The peasants had become independent. So Gandhi saw the cultural and social backwardness in Champaran villages and wanted to do something about it immediately. He appealed for the teachers, Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parekh, two young men who had just joined as his followers, and their wives. They all volunteered for the work. Several more people came from Bombay, Pune, and the other distant parts of the land, and even his youngest son Devdas arrived there from the ashram, and along with them was Mrs. Gandhi. Then primary schools were opened in 6 villages, and Kasturbai was teaching the ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Health conditions were miserable. Gandhi got a doctor to volunteer his service for 6 months. 3 medicines were available: castor oil, quinine, sulfur ointment. Anybody who showed a coated tongue was given a dose of castor oil. Anybody with malaria fever received quinine plus castor oil. Anybody with skin eruptions received ointment plus castor oil. So these 3 medicines were particularly given to the people, and they got a doctor also to help out in these medical services for at least 6 months. Gandhi noticed the filthy state of women's clothes. He asked Kasturbai to talk to them about it. One woman took Kasturbai into her hut and said, "Look, there is no box or cupboard here for clothes. The sari I am wearing is the only one I have." So, this was the status of the people there. They remained dirty because they did not have any other clothes to wear. During his long stay in Champaran, Gandhi kept a long distance watch on the ashram. He sent regular instructions by mail and asked for financial accounts. Once he wrote to the residents that it was time to fill in the old latrine trenches and dig new ones, otherwise, the old ones would begin to smell bad. This example is given to indicate that even when Mahatma Gandhi was away from Champaran, he had the things that were going on, or he knew what was the problem there, or what faults were there, or what drawbacks the place had, and what could be done now. So he kept in mind whenever he was away, and he gave instructions to the people. Champaran episode was the turning point in Gandhi's life. What I did, he explained, was a very ordinary thing. I declared that the British could not order me about in my own country. So he depended only upon himself, and he made the people also unafraid and taught them that they should be independent and fearless and courageous. This question is almost asked every year, children, and therefore it is very, very, very important. This page you have to read and learn by heart. But Champaran did not begin as an act of defiance. It grew out of an attempt to alleviate the distress of large number of poor peasants. This was the typical Gandhi pattern. His politics were intervened with the practical day-to-day problems of the millions. His was not a loyalty to abstractions, it was a loyalty to living human beings. So, children, the Champaran Satyagraha was not an act of opposition. It was an attempt to help out the poor and tortured peasants. This was Gandhi's way to solve issues. His politics was knitted up with the everyday problems faced by the millions of people. He did not aim at the fulfillment of ideas, rather, he was concerned for the people. The basic idea was to serve humanity and make a free Indian who could stand for his rights. In everything Gandhi did, moreover, he tried to mold is make a new free Indian who could stand on his own feet and thus make India free. Early in the Champaran action, Charles Freer Andrews, the English pacifist who had become a devoted follower of the Mahatma, came to bid Gandhi farewell before going on a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. Gandhi's lawyer friends thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. Andrews was willing if Gandhi agreed, but Gandhi was vehemently opposed. He said, "You think that in this unequal fight it would be helpful if we have an Englishman on our side. This shows the weakness of your heart. The cause is just, and you must rely upon yourselves to win the battle. You should not seek a prop in Mr. Andrews because he happens to be an Englishman." So he was right. Now Charles Freer Andrews' children was a peacemaker and visited Gandhi before going on a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. Gandhi's lawyer friends wanted Andrews to stay at ashram and help them, but Gandhi refused. He said that they did not need the help of the Britishers as it showed a lack of trust in their own abilities. He asked them not to seek any help from Mr. Andrews as he was an Englishman. So Rajendra Prasad later on stated that Gandhi had read their thoughts and his reply served as a lesson. So let's see what he says further. So he says, Gandhi, as he says, right, that the people were not trusting themselves, did not have faith in themselves. He had read our minds correctly, Rajendra Prasad comments, and we had no reply. Gandhi, in his way, taught us the lesson in self-reliance, means self-dependence. So Gandhi taught people to depend only upon themselves. Self-reliance, Indian independence, and help to the sharecroppers were all bound together. So here it is written that being self-dependent, free, and helping the peasants, all these acts of Gandhi were interconnected. So here we can say at last that Mahatma Gandhi not only visited Champaran to help out the poor peasants or the sharecroppers, but he taught the poor peasants the independence, then he made them fearless, and then civil disobedience also he began from Champaran, and that laid a movement or that laid the path for Indian independence. So all these three things were bound together. They went together, and so the visit to Champaran, or the episode of Champaran, was a turning point in Gandhi's life.